Hi everyone, this is Cash. Today I wanted to share a story with you. A story from my childhood and how it helps me in my life today to overcome what are called emotional triggers. I remember that by the canteen in my school there was a small area close to the boundary wall. It had a big tree and a rope swing hanging onto it. I always wanted to play there, but it was not safe. There were loose cables hanging down and metal rods sticking out from the crack in the wall. Being curious about what it was, I had my share of shocking moments and eventually stopped going there. Now, when I think back, I feel like our emotions are like those electric shocks. Emotion is nothing but energy in motion. Electricity is energy. Electricity passing through an exposed wire can cause a lot of damage, but if the same energy is channeled through a switch and connected to a light bulb, it can be very useful. So our emotional triggers are like exposed wires. People, words, opinions, situations, and even environmental situations can tap these emotional triggers, the exposed wires, and cause an intense and excessive emotional reaction within us. For many, this happens pretty much on a daily basis. Common emotions that we experience when we have been triggered include anxiety, anger, rage, sadness, panic, and fear. Now, when we were born, we had no set emotional triggers. Instead, they were created during our childhood, and since then too, they are usually buried under an event or a belief about ourselves and the world. For example, a person who had a childhood where their parents were overly controlling might get angry when they are told what to do, or they may panic in a situation where they don't have control. Here, the trigger or the exposed wire is someone telling them what to do. And just like an electric shock from an exposed wire, the person responds with anger or pushes away. If someone had parents who were emotionally unavailable, then this can lead to feelings of rejection, unworthiness, sadness, fear, or anger. These triggers unconsciously remind us of past events and deep-seated beliefs from childhood. For some people, there are too many exposed wires, and they find they have strong emotional responses to people, things, and situations all the time. These triggers, if left unchecked, like the exposed wires that can cause problems in our life. A person might use defensive coping mechanisms to push away the destructive emotions that are trying to resurface. They might use alcohol or drugs to suppress them, or they might gain comfort from binge shopping or eating. They might push away the people they love, or sabotage relationships and opportunities in their life. Others, especially close friends or family, will find it unsafe to be around them sometimes, as they don't know what will trigger them, just the way I felt unsafe in that part of my school after having a few shocking experiences. So the way to fix this is to rewire. To ensure any loose or exposed wires are cut off, so it's not harmful to us or to people in our life, and to channel that same energy into something useful. I want to share with you 4 simple steps towards it. So when you're triggered, pause and become aware. Catch yourself as you're being triggered. Then take a few deep breaths. Smile. It is important to smile. It breaks the circuit, the reaction that could cause damage. And finally, rewire by changing the response to something positive. A great example here is many people's favorite superhero character, Batman. Batman, or Bruce Wayne's phobia of bats is the most apparent. It stems from a childhood incident where he fell down a well with bats flying up above him. Because the incident happens at such an impressionable age, it caused extreme fear and became impossible to get rid of. So every time he saw a bat, he was triggered and he reacted with fear. But as we know now, he made his fear for bats his strength and he became Batman and used the same energy to fight evil forces. Similarly, a change in response to a trigger can be used to liberate ourselves. And instead of running away or avoiding, we can liberate ourselves from past traumas. There is freedom in that moment. We become aware of it. And instead of reacting to it, we pause, breathe, and change our response to something positive. Sometimes, even just to take time out, go for a walk, listen to calming music, or meditate. Positive affirmations on a continuous basis helps rewire our mind and our beliefs about ourselves. And this, of course, takes practice and it takes a lot of effort. But there is pain and effort in being triggered all the time too. Having no control over your emotions and being blown around by the external world is exhausting. So, wouldn't you rather practice and put the same effort into rewiring rather than experiencing the same old pain? Repetition is key, and the more number of times you catch yourself being triggered, take a couple of deep breaths, smile, and change your response, the sooner you'll rewire yourself to be free of emotional triggers. It may also be safe for us to avoid triggers, people, and places while you're in the process of rewiring yourself until it's safe for you and the people you love. Remember, change lies within us, just like the loose wire in the walls at my school. When those wires are fixed and put to use, it becomes a safe place for kids to play. And in the same way, when we are triggered, if we work on the trigger within us, instead of expecting others to change, we will create a safe and loving environment for ourselves and for the people in our life. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Please give us a like and a share, and let's spread love, not fear, together. Thank you for listening.